Hi, welcome to Vikram's Money Mantra. Today we'll discuss about retirement income planning. How we can plan for retirement income planning, which are all the products available for planning for retirement, and what are the merits and what are the demerits. So let me take you through. Let me share my screen. So this is pension income planning. So at the time of retirement, the income can come from three different sources. One is pension income. Pension income is such that you have seen this government employees, they get on first of every month, that is fixed pension for lifetime, that is on first of every month, or they get every year. That is called pension income planning. The second type, in the first type in pension income planning, there is total peace of mind. You will know that what is going to come next month, what is going to come next year. The second type is corpus income planning. In corpus income planning, we pay a small EMI every year and we accumulate a lump sum money. Let us say we accumulate 1 crore, we accumulate 2 crore rupees, and we invest that into maybe FD or SWP, and through that the income starts coming. So that is corpus income planning. That is through SIP or endowment plans. We accumulate money, and that money is reinvested in a SWP or reinvested in a FD, and through that we get income. That is corpus income planning. So there is a rule in US 4% rule where let us say 1 crore rupees corpus is accumulated. They keep withdrawing strictly, they will withdraw only 4% every year, and that corpus will sustain for 25 years. But in India, if you have money, we tend to withdraw higher amount. Instead of traveling once in a year, we may travel two times or three times in a year. So instead of withdrawing 4 lakh rupees, we may withdraw 10% of the corpus. So instead of sustaining for 25 years, it can sustain only for 10 years or 15 years. Later, again, we have to become dependent on others for our retirement. So that is the demerit of corpus income planning. The third thing is if you're not done pension income planning and if you're not done corpus income planning, the third thing is reverse mortgage. What is reverse mortgage? Let us say you have a property of 1 crore rupees, 2 crore rupees, and the bank will make a valuation until 50% of this, that is 1 crore rupees, we will give you in a span of 20 years. That is every year 5 lakh rupees will be paid for 20 years. This after till the person is there, he can stay in the property. The bank will not come and tell you to vacate after 20 years of taking money. The person can stay there. After the person is no more, the amount paid to the person, that is 1 crore rupees, plus 13% interest every year on the amount disbursed, that will be taken away from the property by selling the property. Let us say the property value that time is 3 crores, and the interest, everything, it comes up to around 2.2 crore rupees, including principal. They'll take away 2.2 crore rupees, and the balance 80 lakh rupees will be given to the nominee. But in India, it is not very famous. Why? Because in India, what we feel, my property should go to my child, my father's property should come to me. So in India, it is not very famous. But in future, if you're not planned for pension income planning, if you're not planned for corpus income planning, we have to go for only one thing, which is called reverse mortgage. So the best thing, in my opinion, is to take care of the basic needs. You need to plan a pension, that is pension income. Pension income, in my view, is the best thing, at least to take care of the basic things. So, why pension income has become mandatory? Because the life expectancy in India, it is increasing. If you see 1970, the life expectancy was only 48. In 1980, it was 55. In 2061 is the average life expectancy. In 2020, the average life expectancy is 72. And in 2030, it can go up to 80 to 85. You'll be shocked to know that more than 2.1 lakh, that is 2 lakh 10,000 people above 100 years are living in India, and more than 85 lakh people above 80 years are living in India. So we are tend to live longer, but the choices whether we want to live with a proper planning or the proper income, or we want to depend on somebody else. So, reasons for increase in life expectancy. The reason number one is advance in medicines. If you see earlier, if a person gets cancer, there is no survival. Maybe 1 or 2 years, the person dies. But now, even with second stage cancer, third stage cancer, people are living longer because the advancement of medicines. Medicines have become so advanced, people are living longer. Better and improved medical care. This is one more thing. Now, what is happening? The medical care is also advanced. Earlier, if you see, even today, if you see, there are robotic surgeries. Earlier, there was no robotic surgeries. There were many errors used to happen. Now, there are almost zero error happening. So, there is advanced medical care. You would have seen in videos robotic surgery. A person who is brain dead with organ transplantation, the whole head is transplanted, and the person can live because of the advanced medical care and improved living conditions. In India, if you say, Indore is the cleanest city. Once Indore was declared as the cleanest city, so what happened? All the MPs of that state, they called all the MLS and they told our city should be the cleanest. There was a meeting. So the improved living conditions are happening, and lifestyle and exercise. If you see this, many people, if you see, above 60 years used to go for walking. Now if you see, many youngsters are also doing walking. 30 years, 35 years, they are doing yoga, they're doing walking, they are going to gym, they're taking care of themselves. So that is one of the reason why life expectancy is going higher. Improved food and nutrition. Now, if you see, many people, they don't take normal tea; they go for green tea. And nutrition, they are very much concerned about nutrition. All this adds up to life expectancy. Your life expectancy increases. And one more thing, Mediclaim policy, the last thing. If you, in my distant relative, a person who was a lady who was around 73 years, uh, she was supposed to get a surgery done, but the family did not had money. So they let her go, let her die because they did not had money. Today, that is not the situation. Everybody, most of them have Mediclaim policy. So even because of Mediclaim policy, people are living longer. So now there are three types of pensions. One is social pension. Social pension is pension given by government. So if you see many countries like Canada, many developed countries, they have social security scheme like New Zealand. They take care. If you pay the taxes regularly for your when you are working, the government will take care of you after you are retiring. But in India, it will come not in next 50 to 100 years because India is under financial deficit. So if it has to come out of financial deficit, at least it will take 50 to 100 years. Then we can expect a government guaranteed pension. Yes, today the government is giving pension only for people who are having BPL card. So, and that too, it is only 2000 rupees per month. So, for everybody, it is not given because the number of senior citizens in India is growing. Today, the number is around 20 crore is the population of senior citizens. Government cannot give social security scheme to all this 20 crore people. So it will come, but in next 50 years or 100 years, social security will come to India, but not for our generation though. It will be for the next generation. Maybe the social security scheme may come, but not for our generation. So that makes pension planning number one priority. Second thing is occupational pension. Occupational pension, if you see, before 2004, government employees used to get pension from government. But after 2004, government has stopped pension. Whatever is their income, in that some amount will be saved and that will be utilized to give the pension. It will be saved under NPS and that amount will be given as pension after the person retires at 60. So that is occupational pension. Many companies, many software companies or any private company, there is no social security, there is no occupational pension. So that is why we need to plan for pension. If we don't have the social pension scheme, we don't have occupational pension, the only source is individual pension, that is self created. We should create our own pension. Okay. So when you know that we need to create pension, you should also know there are two types of pension planning. One is accumulation phase and then pension phase. One is accumulation phase, the first one, and pension phase, meaning you have seen SIP. You invest in SIP, and after that, the lump sum money you invest back in SWP or a FD, and you withdraw pension or the income every month or every year. That is accumulation phase and the distribution phase. That is a pension phase. The second is PPF. You invest in PPF every year for 15, 20 years. And after that, you invest that money into senior citizen pension scheme. And you get every month or every year pension. That is another way of accumulation and pension phase. The third thing is any endowment policy of LIC, you take and you accumulate a lump sum. That lump sum you invest back to LIC in a pension scheme at that point of time. That is immediate pension scheme. Then you start getting pension. That is accumulation phase and plus pension phase. The second type is directly you are going into a pension plan. So when you go directly into the pension plan, we will know what is the approximate pension. So, example, national pension scheme. We pay money every year till 60 years, and after 60, you'll have two options. Either withdraw 60% and 40% will go to pension scheme. And at that point of time, whatever is the pension rate, you get that pension. Second thing is guaranteed income plans from life insurance companies. That is, you pay the money every month or every year, and after 15 years or 20 years, you get a guaranteed income every month or every year. This third thing is deferred pension plan. Today itself, you will deposit a lump sum money, and after 15 years or 20 years, you get a pension. That is deferred pension income plans. So now, when you take individual pension, five things you should know, you should take care while taking pension planning. The first thing is the pension what you receive after retirement, is it taxable or tax free? Because the tax rates are also going higher. As the country develops, the tax rate also goes higher. So you need to take care of this, whether the pension you are getting is taxable or tax free. Because no fun getting 1 lakh rupees and paying 40, 50,000 rupees tax. So second thing is pension rate is guaranteed or non-guaranteed. Today you can take risk. At that point of time, after retirement, you cannot take risk. So you should know whether the pension rate is guaranteed, not guaranteed. Pension for lifetime. Let us say you retire at 50. Is it for only 10 years or 15 years? Or is it for lifetime? That is till you are there, till 80 years, 85 years. Fourth thing, whether the corpus, let us say you have accumulated a corpus of 30 lakh rupees, whether it is growing, whether it is remaining same, or whether it is decreasing, that also you should take care. And corpus, whether it is capital protected or non-capital protected. We have seen many scams going on. You have invested some lump sum, and that lump sum, if the bank collapses, if there is a cooperative bank, if you are invested there, the bank collapses. We have seen many, many cases. If you see Times of India, every day one or two article will always be there where some financial institutes have collapsed. So whether the corpus you have generated or kept for pension, is it capital protected or not capital protected? These are the five things. I repeat, pension is taxable or tax free. Pension rate is guaranteed or non-guaranteed. Pension is for limited period or lifetime, that is 80 to 85 years. Corpus is increasing, decreasing, or is it the same? And corpus, is it capital protected or it is not capital protected? These are the five things you should see. So now coming to a comparison, product, all the product whatever mentioned on the left side, it is all good. But at least to take care of the basic thing, you should have something like a guaranteed income. Why? We'll discuss. So product, if you see SIP, SIP is very good. And you accumulate money in SIP and you withdraw, you put that money into SWP, and when you put that money into SWP, the pension what you get is taxable. Even if you put that SIP accumulated money in a bank, The bank interest what you get, it is also taxable. The pension rate is not guaranteed. If you have invested in SWP, 1 year the SWP may give you 4%, 1 year the SWP may give 10%. If you see Japan's economy, 15 years, the SWP did not give any return because the market has touched the peak. It did not go higher. If you see China, last year the returns of share market, it is minus 0.61%. So once the country develops, a ceiling will come, and SWP is not the only option because the pension rate over there, it will not be guaranteed, or the distribution will not be guaranteed, and the corpus may increase or it may decrease also. If suppose if there is a war or any recession, whatever 1 crore rupees corpus you have invested in SWP, it could become 50 lakh rupees or it could become 60 lakh rupees also. So SIP plus SWP, these are the demerits. Second thing is PPF. PPF we invest, PPF, if you see 10 years back, the interest rate was 8.7%. Today, the interest rate is 7%. So it has decreased by 1.7% in the last 10 years. Even when the repo rate has gone higher, where the bank interest rates have gone higher, PPF rate remained at the same place at 7%. So after 10 years, the PPF rate again it may go down by another 1.7%. So if you're invested in PPF and the lump sum amount you're planning to keep it in senior citizens savings scheme for pension, the pension what you receive will be taxable, and the pension rate at that point of time we don't know because the pension rates every 10 years it is coming down by 3%. If you see, 10 years back, the pension rate was 9%. Today, it is around 6.5%. So, pension rate is not guaranteed. It could be 3%, it could be 2%, it could be 1% also. We don't know. So, the pension rate is not guaranteed in senior citizen scheme. And the corpus, it does not increase. If you see senior citizen scheme, the interest rate, it is around 7 to 8% today. But it will also come down as the interest the repo rate comes down, the interest rate for that also will come down. And the corpus is not increasing, it remains the same. Endowment plan. Let us say you have invested in an endowment plan and you have accumulated a crore and you want to put it in a pension plan. That 1 crore rupees you want to put it in a pension plan. The pension receivable is taxable again. The pension rate is not guaranteed because after 15 years or 20 years, let us say you accumulated 1 crore or 1.5 crore. After 15 years or 20 years, you go back to the company and you want to invest in that pension scheme. That day, the pension rate is not guaranteed. We don't know what will be the pension rate. It could be 3%, it could be 4%, it could be 2% also. And the amount once invested in a pension scheme, let us say invested in a pension scheme, immediate pension scheme, the amount will not increase. It remains stable. It will not increase at all. Now coming to NPS. See, NPS, it is a good tool, but online, if you see NPS site, the pension rate, you can choose the interest rate, what you get after the, uh, that is retirement. That is after 60, what you get, you can select now itself in the calculator. The maximum being 10%. And what we do is we see the maximum. But that is, again, I can say wrong selling because India, it is developing. The interest rates will not go up to, it will not go in double digit. It will always come down below 4%, 5%, or even 3%. So getting 10% interest, India should become like Pakistan. Only then you will get around 10%, 12% return. That is India, if it doesn't develop, if it comes down, then the interest rate may come down to go up to 10%. But when we see India's growth, India, it is a developing country and it will grow higher. And when the country develops, the repo rate comes down and the interest rate also comes down. So getting 10%, 7%, it is not possible in NPS, according to me. According to me, around 3%, 2% to 3% is a expected return after 20, 25 years from now. Okay. That too, it is not tax free, it is taxable, and pension rate, it is not guaranteed. It could even come down to 1% also. If you see Japan economy again, I am taking Japan as Japan. we most of the things we are following Japan's economy. If you see Japan's interest rate, it is minus 10%. If you have to keep money in Japan, you have to pay some charges to the bank. That is how the interest rate has come down from 7%. In 1980, the Japan interest rate was 7%. Today, it is minus 10%. So when the country develops, the economy, the share market comes to a ceiling, the repo rate also comes to a ceiling, and it will come down from there. So the interest rate will come down of when the country develops. So the pension rate is not guaranteed in NPS. And once the corpus generated, let us say 10 lakh rupees is generated in NPS, that corpus will not increase because it will be converted into a pension plan. Now coming to Jivan Umang or guaranteed income plan. When you take Jivan Umang or guaranteed income plan, the pension what you receive, it is tax free. The pension what you receive is guaranteed, and the corpus keeps on increasing. How? I'll show you. Let us say I take an example of 40-year-old paying 10,000 rupees per month for a period of 15 years. In PPF, if you say 1 lakh 20,000 rupees is paid every year, the total paid is 18 lakh rupees. According to 6%, the corpus accumulated at 55, that is after 15 years, will be 29 lakh 60,000 rupees. The pension at the rate of 3%, you get 88,000 rupees. You will have to pay tax on this because any pension or any income, you need to pay tax. And after tax, the amount in hand is 62,160 rupees. And in case something happens to the person at 70, 80, or 90, the same amount, 29 lakh 60,000 rupees, will go to the nominee. NPS, let us say the same 10,000 rupees he is paying in NPS, the accumulated amount is 18 lakh rupees, and the interest rate I had taken is assumed is 8%. The amount corpus generated at the age of 55 is 35 lakh rupees. This amount, if we invest in a pension scheme, the total amount pension will be 1 lakh 5,000 rupees. This after tax, it will be 73,000 rupees. And suppose something happens to the person, the corpus going to the nominee will be only 35 lakh 18,000 rupees. It will not increase, it will be stable. SIP, if you see, 1 lakh 20,000 rupees into 15 years, it is 18 lakhs. I taken only 10%. We know that it can give 10, 12%, but there is something called long-term capital gains tax. So I have removed 2% for that. That is 20% out of the this thing on the accumulation. Why? Because today the long-term capital gains tax is 10%. In future, after maybe 2, 3 years, the long-term capital gains tax may increase to 20 to 25%. Why I tell this? Again, I take the reference of developed countries. In any developed country, if you see many developed countries, the long-term capital gains tax is at 20, 25%. So no wonder in next 2 to 3 years, even in India, the long-term capital gains tax may go higher, and I have considered 20%. So even after considering only 10% return in SIP, the total accumulated value is 41 lakh 95,000. And if this is invested in a pension scheme at the rate of 3%, we will get 1 lakh 25,000 rupees. After tax, in hand, we'll have 88,000 rupees per annum. So the corpus of 41 lakh 95,000 rupees, if you have invested in a pension scheme, it remains same, it will not increase. So now coming to guaranteed income plan. The guaranteed income plan, you pay 10,000 rupees every month. Total accumulated is 18 lakh rupees at the rate of 6%. The total accumulated value is 29 lakh 60,000 rupees. But here the pension is not at 3%, it is fixed 1 lakh 20,000 rupees you will receive even after tax because there is no tax up to 5 lakh rupees income in this plan. So after tax also it remains 1 lakh 20,000 rupees. And the corpus, if you say, this is very interesting, from 29 lakh 60,000 rupees, if something happens to the person after 70, the person will get 40 lakh 30,000. If something happens to the person at 80, he will get 57 lakh rupees. If something happens to the person at the of 90, he will get 82 lakh 50,000 rupees. Here in guaranteed income plan, the pension is guaranteed, the pension is tax free, and the corpus is increasing every year, year on year, because there is a bonus added to this policy. So This is a calculation of G1 Oman. You pay 1 lakh 10,000 rupees per month for 15 years, and you get 1 lakh 20,000 rupees every year guaranteed, tax free, after 15 years for your lifetime. Let us say, after starting the policy, if something happens to the person after 20 years, the family will get 32 lakhs. If something happens to the person after 30 years of taking policy, the family will get 42 lakhs. The corpus income, if you see, it is increasing. And even if something happens to the person after 40 years of taking pension, he will get, the nominee will get 57 lakh rupees. It is increasing every year. The same thing, if you say 20 years, you pay 1 lakh 20,000 per annum, that is 10,000 rupees per month for 20 years. You get 1 lakh 80,000 rupees. That is another 60,000 rupees additional, because you have paid for another 5 years. And the family fund is also increasing. If something happens after 20 years, the family will get 47 lakhs. If something happens after uh, 30 years, the family will get 59 lakhs. Something happens to the person after 40 years of taking policy, the family fund is 80 lakh rupees. And it is increasing every year. So the wise decision is to invest in guaranteed income plan, at least to take care of your basic things. I'm not telling you to not to invest in SIP, not to invest in NPS. You have to invest in SIP because it is Indian era. So next 10 to 15 years, it is Indian growth. It is Indian period. So India will grow, Indian GDP will grow. So you should be a part of market through SIP and stocks, but not everything. At least to take care of your food and the basic things, you should have something which is guaranteed and which is something which is tax free. So pension here in guaranteed income plan, the pension rate is guaranteed, the pensions are tax free, the corpus is increasing after every year. Every year it is increasing, because there is something called inheritance tax which will come in the future, that I'll discuss in my next video. So the corpus is increasing. A increased lump sum money, a increased property will go to the nominee. And pension is available till age 100, or if you want till age 80, you enjoy the pension. After that, you have the option of withdrawing the complete money. So if you want one-to-one discussion, please call me. I have given my number here. So you call me, we can discuss one-to-one. And the corpus is capital protected. Under Section 37 of 1956 LIC Act, the corpus accumulated once the bonus and the sum assured, it is guaranteed by central government of India. That is one more very good point in this plan. So overall, if you see what I suggest, at least one plan, that is around 10,000 rupees per month, you should have a guaranteed income plan. If you don't have this in your portfolio, there is something missing in your portfolio. So I suggest go through this, and if you like this details, if you like this video, please click on like button and click on subscribe button. Thank you.